What's up, guys, and welcome to another Bowjinjin playthrough of Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender action. So last time we stayed the night because there were some gunshots outside, and things are really escalating now. There's, I guess, more and more civil unrest. And last time we spoke with Alma. We saw Dorothy again. Dorothy, I love Dorothy. And we also met a weirdo. Yeah, we met a weirdo. Yeah, let's kind of dive into it and see what today will bring for us then, shall we? So we spent the night in Boss's office. Oh, good morning. It's 11 AM though. That's morning for me on the weekends and any other day. How's everything outside? Still noisy, but forces have been deployed to take care of most of them at least. How so? Zaibatsu Corps' president is pleading with anyone to stop the rogue White Knights. Neighborhood city forces were deployed quickly and have subdued most of the opposition. There have also been reports of White Knights just freezing, like they were petrified somehow. You make it sound like some god suddenly decided to put everything in place. Well, I'm just glad no bullets were flying in and out of the whole building. Sure, there's still some bad apples out, and it's really not that safe yet, but it was worse last night. There also seems to be a civilian force lynching any White Knight they spot. Oh shit, don't do anything to say, please. So, not only are the White Knights a problem, regular folks are on edge too. I wonder if Say's okay, yeah, a bit worried about her. So be worried about Gil. That kid knows how to take care of himself, trust me. I'm sure that whatever it is that he's doing, he's safe. Dare I say even safer whenever he is than here, wherever he is than here. I sure hope so. We're gonna work today. Nah, things are too nasty right now. Let's take the Sunday off. Oh yeah, cool. Can we do something interesting? Like, can we do something really cool, like bonding and stuff? Oh, alright. Not to say this game isn't interesting, it's just like, you know, it'd be nice to like have something really cool. Say, do you want me to help you get to your apartment? Actually, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Okay then, let me lock things up and we'll go. We'll grab something for lunch on the way. Sounds good. Yay! Oh, this is new. This is cool. I can get into this. Time to get physical. Ah, this music is so cool. Michael Kelly, you are a fucking hero. I love you. And here we are. Jill's really cute as well. I wish they showed more of Jill, but Jill's really cute. Home sweet home. Thanks a lot. Hey boss, wanna hang out for a bit? Yeah, grab a beer, chill out for a bit. You know, mostly to thank you for helping out. You know, because life isn't all about work. Well, I don't have much to do anyway, so yeah, sure. I did tell you how you should invite me to your apartment sometime, didn't I? Oh yeah, you did. What worries me a bit is the beer always leads to something else. Some more beer? I was gonna say to one of us going through the Spanish announcer's table. Whatever that means. But I think we're safe here. Come on in then. Excuse me. Ojamasimasu. Want one? Sorry, I don't smoke. Don't mind me though. Smoke if you want. Thanks. Say, how is the chilly weather treating you? It gets cold from time to time, but nothing the Kotatsu and the heater can't fix. Alright, boss, you're not very good with the cold, are you? You know it. You didn't bring your jacket here either. Yeah, I left it at home when going to the bar yesterday. It wasn't that cold and I didn't expect to spend the night at the bar. Would you like a sweater or something? Well, don't mind me. I insist. I have this hoodie from some time ago and it's way too big for me. Why buy it then? It was dirt cheap. Right. Wait, where did you get this one? Dunno, some flea market ages ago. Why? Nothing, it's just like one I had many years ago, you know? What happened to it? Too much juice, it just ripped. I see. You can keep it if you want, I never use it anyway. We'll see. Come to think of it, how old are you, boss? I'm eternally 17. Forever 17. Forever 21 is a shot, but fair enough. 17 plus how much? 17 plus, I'll cut your tongue if you knew. Alright. Is that really such a thing? I guess maybe it is for girls, but... Let me change to something a bit more comfortable. Take your time. Oh, that's 4 as the cat. I should have known. Say, Chill, there's a blue-eyed mass of black fur glaring in my general direction. Oh, that's just 4. He's just wary of new visitors. Cats will be cats, I guess. He'll warm up quickly, though. Just give him time. He's unusual looking. Blue eyes and a black cat, they're usually green. Yeah, weird, huh? At first I thought they were like that because he was small, but they never changed. Do you have any pets, boss? Back at home we had a bear. What? Good old Bosco. He kept intruders away better than any dog. Right. This picture here isn't something you see every day. What? Me taking such a sappy pic? Ah. No, a framed picture on printed paper. It's so vintage. Who are these? That's the one on the right is Lenore, my ex-girlfriend. The one on the left is Gabrielle, her sister. Is this picture recent or? Actually, this one's from 3 to 4 years ago. You look exactly the same. I'm only 27. What did you expect? That's why they say kids are the ones that get old. I thought it was recent because you don't usually see pictures. You don't usually see people displaying pictures of their exes so openly. Yeah, that's true. Let alone a printed and framed one. Did you two break up on good terms then? You even hesitated a bit when calling her your ex. Let's just say that everything ended with both of us saying mean things. And me storming out of the house, breaking a couple of things on the way out. We never broke up formally, and I guess I still have feelings for her. I just went away, haven't said a word since. Really? It's hard to pick you doing such a thing, and you look so happy in that pic. Why have her pick out like this then? I just couldn't get my mind off something that Alma said to me. About missing having the warmth of someone else pressed against your side. Using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs. Putting your head in their chest. Oh, this game is making me sad, man. Listening to their breathing as they pet your head. Dozing off knowing they're here, watching you, protecting you. I don't know, it felt nostalgic, then miserable. I'll just put this away. I've been meaning to apologise, but I feel like it's a bit too late now. Whenever I go out, there's this fear in the back of my head that I'll meet her in the street. I just don't know if I could face her again, let alone talk to her. I'd be a mess. It's never too late to apologise, Chill. Maybe. What's that on the table? Looks like an ember. It's nothing. Please give that to me. No. Alright. I saw nothing. Don't worry. Anyway, let's grab some beers. Guide me. So I guess we are also of the les. Again, I don't know if that's offensive. Like, if it is, it's very ignorant of me. But I don't mean it to be. It's just like, you know, it's just something you say, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I apologize. You know, so, but I don't mean any disrespect. It's just like something you say. I'll probably refrain from saying it in the future. Damn, you have lots of beer. Well, the BTC gives me discounts and a point card that I use every single time I buy their alcohol. With that, beer is actually the cheapest drink I can get. Is there any difference between drinks at the bar and these? Drinks at the bar are more addictive, flavourful, and also stronger than the ones they sell in stores. And besides, the one in the bar is more of a double IPA. This one is more of a Pilsner, whatever that means. In English, please. This one's lighter in colour and lighter in flavour. Dunno, it doesn't taste like that, like a lighter to me. Is this one made with that, what was the name of that base liquid used at the bar again? Nutriogenic dichometrical lidogenol, or NDL. I completely butchered that name. It was a supplement or something, right? And it was an experimental fluid they created to replace water when made in kiss-polluted water supplies. The effects of pollution turned out to be temporary, so NDL never went into mass production. But the BTC still commissioned it for use in bars. And this is made with it? Let's see, yep, here it is near the end. NDL and cornstarch. Cornstarch? It serves as a stabilizer, if I remember correctly. They need it for packaged drinks.
I see, and I just realized something.
What?
You're a nerd, Jill.
Guilty as charged. Clear so far. Can I drink? I guess not. I guess it's Shine Spark. Kiramiki. This game is so cool.
Will you have some too?
Not really, no.
Then leave it like that. I'm not letting you drink beer alone. That's not how drinking with friends works.
Do you consider me a friend then, boss?
Why wouldn't I?
Dunno. With being my boss and all, I was never too sure.
Well, in case you had any doubts, yes, I consider you one of my best friends.
Aww.
Besides, you and Gil are always so diligent and responsible that I'm boss in name only anyway.
That's good to know.
On a side note, it surprises me you kept that poster of me in your room. And even more that you hung it in plain sight. When I gave it to you, it was more or less a joke, you know?
Does it make you uncomfortable?
If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, why would it make me uncomfortable? It's my own face. I'm still wondering why you did it, though.
Well, aside from filling an empty spot in the wall, I don't really know. I thought it was funny too. I guess it's like if someone gave you, dunno, a dildo-shaped trophy or something and you had it there as a conversation starter. Although, no one comes here anyway, so it's kind of pointless.
What? No steamy nights of passion?
Not since a year ago, I think. And I'd rather not hear talk about what happened then.
Did someone hurt you? Because if they did, I can go dish out the pain.
No, nothing of the sort. It's a different kind of mess. A comfortable mess, a not being able to have sex for reasons mess. Glad to know you have my back though.
That's what friends are for. Wait, you talk about poster and compare it to having a dildo-shaped trophy. Did you just call me a dildo face?
That's what friends are for. Hey boss, be honest with me here.
About what?
Who's Gil exactly?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Who the fuck is he?
Oh yeah, that. Well, I have a couple. I know for certain that Gil was in the Hong Kong riots, and he took part in the anti-riot force before defecting. That should give me a clue as to who he is, but so far I've only found out about one such defector, and he didn't leave Hong Kong for at least 4 years. I also know for certain that Gil was in England and France and France during that time frame. And it's always like that. When I think I have a clue as to who he is, something else comes up that contradicts the evidence. That guy's troublesome.
A bit, yeah. I wonder if Gil's alright.
You worried about him?
You make it sound like I'm some emotionless robot.
You can be hard to read. I wouldn't worry about Gil so much though. There's 3 things I know for certain about him. First, he can take care of himself, like I've said. Second, you can sincerely trust him.
And third?
He absolutely hates bell pepper.
He does?
I've never seen him reject food that has been in contact with it.
Man, what a baby. Unless he's allergic or something. Allergic.
He's not.
Man, what a baby. How did you meet such a guy?
He showed up at the door of the bar.
He what?
Well, it was shortly after the whole incident with Robert and the levitation potion.
Right, levitation potion.
It was a slow day and he just showed up at the bar. I offered him a drink, but he said he didn't have money on him. I couldn't leave him alone, so I pretty much gave him drinks for free. And after a couple, he broke down crying. I don't know what he did, but he was really regretting it. He wanted a second chance or whatever. And I told him if he could wash himself, I'd find him a job. And I'd be damned, he looked totally different the next day.
Damn.
I tried and failed to find out anything about him. So I decided to take him at face value. I'd judge him for what he did as an employee. And aside from the occasional sudden escapade, he's been as loyal gets. I returned the favor in kind, covering his ass from time to time, sometimes literally.
What surprises me is that you took him in so easily.
I can take care of myself, and I always kept an eye on him. And besides, after the whole Robert thing, I couldn't ignore someone that's that desperate so easily.
I see.
You made the bar more lively yourself, you know?
How so?
Well, the regulars you've earned, of course. Like that blonde titty hacker. I can't remember her name.
Alma?
I was gonna say Armitage.
That's a common trait that they both have. They can't remember names for shit. She's a nice girl, you know?
I don't think she's young enough to be called a girl.
Says the girl who's eternally 17. In any case, she's really lovely. When you hear her speak of her family, she speaks with such love. Her face just brightens up. It makes me kind of jealous that she has such a close relationship with them, to be honest.
You have a bad relationship with your family?
Not bad, but I'm not exactly close to anyone aside from my mom, dad, and aunt. But back to Alma. I'm really hoping she finds a nice guy to settle with. I mean, she's so bent into finding one, I can't help but want her to succeed.
Ah, I see. There's also that sex worker robot girl.
Oh, this is so cool! Like, we're talking about, we're hanging out with Boss, and makes me think about how lonely I am in real life. But anyway, Dorothy.
She intrigues me though. I've seen lots of sex workers over the years, and she seems pretty giddy. It's not that she likes her job, but rather that she takes to it such childish excitement.
I've kind of noticed that too, but then again, Lilim can be weird.
You think?
Lilim operate in some really foreign logic. I mean, they don't really share our fear of mortality. Even if their bodies are destroyed, their minds are already backed up in the collective source. If they lose an arm, they can reattach it or replace it. Depending on the circumstances, they might not even feel pain at all. It's not like they haven't attained human-like emotions like fear or love, but they're just different. Like a different culture, if you must.
I didn't see it that way.
Aside from that, Dorothy is a DFC-72. It's a social interactions model or something. Lilim get positive reinforcement straight from their bodies if they're fulfilling their main purpose, so I'm guessing she gets a built-in push whenever she's in a meaningful or challenging social interaction.
Interesting. The name Lilim is a bit weird though.
It is? It is a bit weird.
You expect them to be called bots or dolls, but Lilim doesn't convey the image of automatons.
Just a tip. Bots and dolls are considered slurs by them. Really? Bot is akin to calling them retarded, and doll is like calling them fake.
Thanks for the advice. That aside, do you know why they're called Lilim?
As far as I know, because they all come from a bigger AI called Lilith. And Lilim are Lilith's offspring in Jewish folklore. Ah, there we go. Where have I heard that before? Lilith. It was in a game or something recently, or an anime. I think it was a game. Oh crap! This is gonna bite at me until I look it up. But
oh, cool. Hey, speaking of names, why don't you like being called by your full name?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't act stupid. Back when you were first transferred, I called you Julian, and you almost tore me a new one with your glare. See, like that.
It's no big secret, but it's not one of those things that feels silly when you say it. Or it's one of those things that feels silly when you say it out loud.
Try me.
Well, did you ever watch Model Warrior Julian?
Not all of it, but my little sister's a big fan of the reruns.
Back when I was in elementary school, I was a huge fan of the show. I had everything, from the dolls to the costumes to the lunchboxes. It didn't help, but it was one of those shows that got strapped literally everywhere. Who mentioned that? I think it was Alma who mentioned that.
I saw a couple of episodes once. They were really nice.
It was beyond nice. The show's almost about a model who can transform into an armor-clad magic knight. She fights demons born from greed and vanity. How the show presented Jules hating her job because she invited enemies, and yet still found solace in trying to be a role model. Hell, the main character wasn't a kid. Julianne was an adult that became younger when transformed. I'd say it was a pretty ambitious kids show, even by today's standards. Just the fact that her enemies were literally issues dealing with beauty and standards of body image. Challenging as fuck.
Whoa, you got excited there.
And that is the problem. Back when I was obsessed with Jules, I sang the songs dressed like her. I could even recite full chapters.
Something tells me you still can.
And that's besides the point. Anyway, it was nice while I was in elementary school, but then I went to middle school. And what a surprise, tweens are jackasses. They went out of their way to tease me about the things I did back then. I don't hold it against Jules, I always hold my grudge against those fuck jobs.
Sounds rough.
You know how most girls worry about their thighs at that age? I'm worried about jerk asses singing the theme tune of a song mocking me. Anyways, every time someone calls me Julianne or Jules, I instinctively react negatively. You know, I have a memory like this. You know, just as a bit of an aside, because I'm just reading the lines here. But like, there were 2 times during my teenage years, in my kind of secondary school career, where like I kind of nerded out a bit too much. Like, and like I have kind of like a bit of pain associated with them. One time was when like I played, it was in music class, right, and they assigned each of us a genre, and we were supposed to find a piece of music from that genre, and my genre was jazz, right, and like basically like I took a song from the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack, right, the Dry Lagoons song, the like Rouge's first stage. I think it's called Bright Sound or Brighter Sound, like the actual track. But like I took that, and what made it worse was like I forgot to bring the CD on the day it was supposed to be like presented to the class, right? And so I had to get my mum to bring it all the way from my house, and so like we were late. And then like when they actually delivered it, like the teacher was like, "This isn't jazz," and I was like, "Isn't it?" And then like the whole class started laughing, and then she brought out like some Frank Sinatra song, and like, "This is jazz." And like looking back, I'm like, that it is jazz, you know. It's just not the kind of jazz that you wanted to like you wanted out of us, but like it was jazz still, you know, like that. Like all of the Rouge songs, like they're kind of jazz fusion songs, so like, you know, but like I still like every time I hear like that song, it's a bit better now, but like after that, like every time I heard that song, like I would just feel like massive embarrassment, like it was like really painful. And then like the second time was when we had like a geography class about Japan, and I went ham, like talking about like it was about games and anime, and like like the presentation was supposed to be like, I think it was like 15 minutes each or something. Our one, like the one our group did, ended up being like half an hour. And so like, yeah, like I think even the geography teacher, like when we had parents evening, like he was like, you know, please don't ever do that to us. Like I don't want to, he actually said, like, I don't want to listen to any or watch any more rubbishy Japanese cartoons. Like he said that in front of me and my mom. So like, that's how you know, right? And like, and so those are my painful memories. So like, I can relate to this. So Pavlov will be proud of me. Whoops, skipped a bit too fast then. And yet it affects you even today. There's nothing wrong with that, though. It's actually kind of reasonable. I sure hope so. Come to think of it, what kind of kid were you, boss? When I was a toddler, I was the kind who always fight with kids bigger than me. Makes sense? Or rather, like, you know, I can see that in you, boss. Then puberty happened, and I became the Merriam-Webster definition of shallow jock jerkwad. Around the time I turned 16, I realized what an idiot I was, and went on to become who I am today. And the less I talk about those years from 12 to 15, the better. And it's like a bully, I guess. Fair enough. So, Jill, what kind of guy was your grandpa? He was rough around the edges, you know. The kind of guy that means well, even if he says otherwise. A tough love kind of guy. He seemed to have a soft spot for me, though. One moment he was congratulating my dad by berating him a little, and the next he was playing with me. So let me say something else. You know, like I'm kind of a bit vocal here, and like I know you probably just want to watch the game, but like it's a comment that I had that this game is kind of like a mix between Eastern culture, Japanese culture, Eastern culture really, and Western culture, right? And so the kind of aesthetic of the game is very Japanese. In it, it's cute, right? And generally speaking, like Eastern culture is more affectionate. You know, it's like it's more kind of innocent. And when people express their affection, it's more kind of innocent and childlike and kind of vulnerable. You know, it's more kind of pure, right? But like in the West, like it's more kind of, people don't express affection so readily. You know, like there's like for example in the UK, like there's banter, right, which is basically taking the piss out of each other. It's like taking the piss out of each other is kind of a very British thing, particularly in like the middle class, you know, you like British people, and people in general like are less kind of like, they won't say like really kind of affectionate things openly, kind of thing. Like, and I'm talking, I guess I'm speaking of like mainstream culture, but like, but yeah, this is interesting because like, you know, the game, it looks very Japanese in that like it's very cute and like it's inviting in that way, it's very affectionate in that way, but also like the topics and the subject matter that it's talking about, and the characters themselves are very Western in that they're more edgy. You know, like the West is more kind of obsessed with edginess, right? And like you can see it in this game, you know, like kind of like progressiveness, you know, subversion of like stereotypes, that kind of thing, you know, edginess. And so like this game is very, very interesting to me because it's like it's like every like weeaboo's wet dream, you know, like it's like it looks so awesome, you know, it makes you feel so good looking at it and hearing it, but like at the same time it's edgy as fuck, right? You know, it's got that Western edginess to it. So like I really like this game, you know, like I really like this game. It's really impressing me. So anyway, my dad worked a lot and my mum was always traveling, so I spent most of my childhood with him. Can I ask how he died, if that's okay? Out of old age. My dad says his last words was something like, "Fucking scientists creating talking mannequins, but they still can't let you upload your brain." Why the question? I'm curious about you, really curious. I just realized that even though we see each other almost every day, I know very little about you. Oh. From what you tell me though, it seems your grandpa's personality rubbed off on you a bit. I've heard that one since I was a kid actually. You know, boss, I'm a bit curious about your circle of friends too. What kind of people do you have in it? Keep in mind, you're included in the circle too, so any insults you hurl will apply right back at you, so be careful. Anyways, I have this friend I've known for a long while, a red-headed, glasses-wearing gun nut called Iris. The one you called for the helmet thing? That one. She's managing a BTC bar in Panama right now, if I remember correctly. She's managing a bar too? I got the idea from her actually. Oh. It's called N1RVNA. Nirvana. And if you thought this city was dangerous, you should see the people she has to deal with there. Piracy ain't nothing to fuck with. Anne means it's an annex to another business, I guess. What else does she do there? I think the bar was originally her hotel, but she moved the bar to its own building elsewhere and opened Nirvana in a hotel instead. Weird decision. I believe she said she wanted a place away from the noisy rich tourists that go to the hotel. So that bar is her woman cave, if you will. Woman cave. That aside, let's see. Friends. I guess there's also my little sister, but that's a given. Oh, there's also my old partner from when I was with when I was with the Neo San Francisco police force. I can't read. Good old Lexi. Should give her a call sometime. Wait, you were in the what? I've done lots of things, Jill. I've spent a short time collaborating with the police force. I've been a wrestler, an MMA fighter, chimney cleaner, lumberjack. Yeah, and also, you know, another thing that this game is doing really, like, is doing right now is like, it's got the Japanese aesthetic, right? So like, you kind of expect it to be like all like typical anime fare, where it's like all the characters are like charming, but they're one-dimensional. You know, they're meant to be like really simplistic, because that's just how mainstream anime is. Even to an extent, like the more kind of complex anime, it's less kind of progressive as it is in this game, like less edgy and progressive. Like, you know, like in this, like the characters are really deep, in the sense that, like, you know, like it's really kind of, it has that Western realisticness to it. Whereas like in, like, you know, anime, for example, or like, you know, Eastern entertainment in general, it's more simplistic. You know, it doesn't kind of like swing so kind of like wildly between things. But in here, it's like, you know, like it's just kind of like so progressive, right? And so like in a sense, it's this game is like, yeah, it's just smashing like anime tropes, because you expect this to be kind of like, you know, because, you know, I've played games like Katawa Shoujo, for example, right? And that, I like that game. You know, that game's cool. I like visual novels in general because they tend to be kind of deeper on story and characterization. But like that game, even though like it does have a bit of westernness to it, you know, and it's you know, it's about like disabled like girls that you're dating, right? But like you know, that game is more kind of anime. It's more weeaboo than this game is. This game, you know, if you took away the anime aesthetic, you know, and like the Japanese aesthetic, it would be like your typical kind of like edgy Western game. So, anyway, that's kind of a bit more analysis on my part. Corporate what? I still see my face on some websites from time to time. Kept you waiting, huh? I could do a snake voice. Anyways, aside from you, Gil, my sis, Iris, and Lexi, I guess there are a lot of people that don't want to see me in harm's way. Mostly because they're the ones that want to hurt me. What about you? I guess I have my acquaintances here and there. Back at home in college, I went out a lot. But it felt more like going out was a pleasure rather than the people involved. Aside from you and Gil, my closest friends since moving here is Alma, and Dorothy. I mean, sure, there's always 4, but that cat's a hermit that refuses to go out, and every time I try and move his scratching post, he fucking claws me. And you know, he's a cat. Hey, a cat's fine too, you know. Hey boss, what will you do when the bar closes? I don't know. Maybe I'll take a friend's offer of working with her. I was also thinking about going back home and helping with things there. Or maybe going traveling for a while. I see. But don't worry, bureaucracy's slow as fuck, so they won't close the bar for quite a while. Better enjoy being here while you can. Yeah, maybe. Will you be visiting me in whatever bar I end up working in? I have a bone to pick with the guy that supervises the bar I'm planning to get you transferred to. I'll go there even though I have virtually no reason to. With you there, I'll have something pleasant to look for. Aww. It still has, you know, this is what I mean. It's like, you know, that kind of warm fuzzies thing that anime has. So you're sending me to someone you have problems with, then, you're saying? If I had to trust another bar owner, it's certainly him. He's actually a pleasant boss from what I've seen. The fact that he and I have a tendency to go at each other's throats is an unrelated matter altogether. I'll trust you on that one, then. Don't worry. Maybe I can get you a bracelet made out of wood pieces from bar's counter or something. You know, as a memento. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, I'll tell you what. When the bar closes, let's both take a vacation. Go on a trip. That'll clear your mind a bit. Yeah, maybe. A trip in a dystopian world. That'd be interesting. But I guess, you know, even though it's dystopian, you know, it's not really, it's not really that dystopian, you know, it's just kind of like a bit more in the future. And, what's happening right now? Did we, like, complete the game? Oh. Chapter 2. That was only chapter 1. I think this playthrough's gonna be really long. Let me just, I'm gonna cheat, you know, hopefully this doesn't, spoil things, but... How many chapters? Wow, okay. There's 3 chapters in an epilogue. Hopefully no spoilers. Apparently, according to the thread I was just reading, like the story gets better, so I'm really excited. But yeah, let's just quickly deal with this stuff. Your remit will be sent out on 24th. Please make sure you have the 8,000 needed. Jill bought what she wanted and she's pleased with herself. No, I've done that already. I need 8,000. Shit! Well, I better serve some drinks then. Let's read some news. You're still awfully quiet about it. Gonna get worse than at the very least. Why not say there's a lot of people inside the building? At least 3 people already dead. How? Is someone there shooting people? Looks like it was the security in the building, but I've got no details. Sounds weird as fuck. Come on, Inside 89, you gotta give us more. Yeah. Explosion registered. The media's still quiet about it. Can confirm there's an explosion, but it looks like it was just one of them. There's more bombs.
I'm hearing from several sources than this in a group, a new one looking to overthrow the government. No names have been mentioned. It looks it's not a group, but just one person who set this all up. It's pretty ballsy. Alice Rabbit. I'm looking forward to meeting Alice Rabbit. I bet. Oh my god, is Gil Alice Rabbit? That'd be crazy. Or it could be Alma actually. That would make more sense. Can confirm the situation has finally reached its end. But they were saying that like perhaps Alice Rabbit is like a collection of people as opposed to like just one person, but we'll see. Yeah. Money laundering, espionage, corruption, subterfuge, corporate subterfuge. Terabytes to contain all operations. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, like this game is set in 2069, which isn't too far in the future. So it's not like really like, it's not like a post-apocalyptic world kind of a thing. It's just like dystopia, you know. Oh yeah, because this is kind of like, this game is kind of like, I'm not someone who reads a lot, to be honest, and so like I'm not really familiar with genres and things in general, but like, yeah, like, I guess, yeah, it's kind of fleshing me out in terms of my knowledge of like, you know, what things like dystopia means, in terms of like genres, but, right, so, I've been reading Miku, Mickey, not Miku. Maybe I should call him Miku. I like the word Miku. Hatsune Miku. I guess that's kind of another thing that she might be related to, essentially, because they did mention Niku dance, you know. Hehe. The blood feud between giant Yusuke. What are you doing on that roof up there? Whatever it was. What the fuck is this, and why should I care? Yusuke, maybe someone who will come to the bar at some point. Red Comet Jr. Nagisa, Women's Championship. Akito, Great DK. The Great DK Crew. Gonna kick some tail. Roy Campbell. Ha! Versus Aaron's. Roy Campbell, eh? Snake. I can't do his voice. Jack Bomb and Blaze the Cat versus Huli O and Karakoda. What's nice? Siegfried. Siegfried is a nightmare? That's cool. These are all references, I'm guessing, so I'm probably right on these. Nanocamo is now making smart underwear. If underwear you can change with a voice command or something you really wanted. Really? Already providing consumer versions of their advanced nano machine fabric. They plan to release a line of underwear that can change its look with a spoken word. No more stains in your white panties. Just change its color to black and you will barely notice. That won't change the smell though, they're not that advanced. Interesting. If ineffectual. You know, again, it's nice. I'm just, you know, saying. What I do, you know, these are all, I've read all these, right? Oh, I miss her. I wanted to come again because I miss doing the French accent, man. Yeah, I think I read those already, so. I can't really actually spend any more money. I have to see how much money I earn in the next few days. It seems as though I'm not really doing anything, but I'm going to save a new one here. Cool. Alrighty, guys. I think I'll leave it here. Yeah, so 2 more chapters, including this one, and an epilogue. So, and based on like the kind of pace I'm going, it might take quite a few more parts, but that's fine. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, and yeah, look forward to the next part. I will catch you then. Peace out, guys.